Boone tightens a cinch on a saddle while the wedding music carries across the yard. He knows whose wedding it is. He knows he is still expected to finish the chores. Leaving now would cost him the only life he's ever had. Staying means watching the woman he loves marry another man. Love isn't asking him to confess. It's asking him to stand still and let it happen. Work here doesn't pause for weddings. Fences still need mending. Horses still need water. And a foreman doesn't get to want what he can't have. Boone Tessier has worked this land since he was 15, not because he had nowhere else to go, but because staying was expected of him. Iris Whitaker grew up knowing the ranch would never be hers to choose freely. Her father owns the land. Her future was always meant to secure it. They have wanted each other for years. They never said it aloud. Silence kept the peace. Truth would have broken it. Now Iris is set to marry a banker from Laramie, a man her father trusts. The wedding is weeks away. Boone considers leaving before it happens. But Iris hasn't asked him to go, and Boone hasn't been told to stay. What this love may cost isn't a heart. It's belonging to the land, the family, and the life that shaped them both. Boone tightens a saddle cinch as wedding guests begin arriving through the front gate. The yard fills with wagons and borrowed finery. Boots crunch gravel. Laughter carries where work usually does not. Boone keeps his eyes on the leather. The strap bites his palm. He pulls again. Too hard. The ranch does not pause for celebration. Fences still sag. Horses still need water. The foreman is still expected to work. Iris crosses the yard once. Skirts lifted clear the dust. She does not look toward the corrals. Boone does not call her name. This is how they have learned to survive each other. He finishes the cinch and steps back. The horse flicks an ear. Nothing else moves. A wagon stops near the house. The banker climbs down, polished boots unsuited for dirt. He smiles easily. Too easily. Boone turns away before the man can see him watching. Inside the barn, the air is cooler. Wood beams hold the smell of hay and oil. This place has never asked Boone to be anything but useful. He hears Iris's voice outside. Soft. Controlled. Someone laughs again. Someone claps the banker on the shoulder. Boone rests his forehead briefly against a post, just long enough to steady his breath. He had planned to leave today, before the vows, before the music. But the ranch needs hands, and leaving without permission would stain his name. When he steps back into the light, Iris stands at the edge of the yard. Her eyes meet his. Only for a second. She does not ask him to stay. He does not ask her to stop. The moment passes. Boone walks toward the far fence instead, knowing the choice he did not make has already begun costing him. Iris pauses at the fence line as Boone finishes setting the last post. The hammer falls once more, which settles into earth. The sound carries farther than it should. Iris grips the top rail. Her gloves stay on. Her hands do not shake. Boone straightens slowly. Dust clings to his sleeves. He does not tip his hat. They stand with the fence between them, close enough to speak, far enough to pretend there is nothing to discuss. The banker arrived early, Iris says. Her voice stays level, like weather being reported. Boone nods. I saw. Silence returns, heavier this time. Wind presses against Iris's skirt. She shifts her weight, but does not step back. Her wedding dress hangs inside the house. Boone does not look that way. Looking would make it real. You don't have to stay today, she says. Not an order, not quite permission. Boone rests his hammer against the post. Leather creaks as he removes his gloves. I'm paid to finish the fence. That answer costs her something. She exhales through her nose. Once. The ranch needs to look respectable, she says. For guests. It is not why she came. They both know it. Boone studies the grain in the wood. This fence will last years. Longer than today. If you wanted me gone, he says carefully, you'd say it plain. Iris looks at him then. Really looks. Her mouth opens. Closes. Duty steps between them again. I need everything settled, she says. For my father. Boone hears what she does not say. That wanting him would make things worse. That choosing him would cost her the ranch. He pulls his gloves back on. The sound is final. I'll finish before sundown, he says. Iris nods once. A decision made without being spoken. As she turns toward the house, Boone lifts a hammer again. The fence holds. So does the silence. And both demand more than either of them plan to give. Boone watches Iris's father step down from the wagon without greeting him. Boots hit packed earth. Authority arrives with them. Mr. Whitaker removes his gloves first. Always does. As if touching the ranch barehanded reminds everyone who owns it. His wedding ring catches the light. Gold from land, not love. Fence looks solid, he says. Not praise. An inspection. Boone nods. Yes, sir. Iris stands near the porch. Her hands are folded. Her eyes stay on the ground. The banker's riding in tomorrow. Whitaker continues. He'll want to see everything running proper. Boone hears the meaning clearly. A foreman is useful. A reminder is not. You'll take the north pasture after breakfast, Whitaker adds. And keep yourself out of the way. It is a dismissal dressed as instruction. Boone wipes dust from his palms. Leather creaks. He does not argue. I was thinking of moving on, Boone says instead. The word surprise even him. Iris's head lifts sharply. Just once. Enough. Whitaker pauses. Studies Boone with interest now. That's so, he asks. No concern in it. Only calculation. There's work west, Boone says. Always is. Whitaker nods, satisfied. That might be for the best. The decision settles fast. Too fast. Iris steps forward then. Her skirts brush the porch step. Papa? Whitaker raises a hand. Final. Boone knows his place, he says. And so do you. That costs her more than silence. Her mouth closes. Her spine stays straight. Boone meets her eyes. Just once. Enough to say what words cannot. He tips his hat to Whitaker. A gesture of respect. And departure. I'll finish today, Boone says. Then I'll be gone. Whitaker turns away. Already done with him. Business concluded. Boone walks toward the barn. Each step heavier than the last. Leaving is easier when it is ordered. Behind him, Iris grips the porch rail. Wood presses into her palm. She does not call out. By sundown, Boone will have a choice. Leave the only place that ever felt like home, or stay and watch her marry someone else. And for the first time, leaving does not feel like escape. Iris waits in the barn aisle as Boone tightens the last strap on his bedroll. Hay, dust floats in the light. Morning has barely settled. Boone does not look up. Leather pulls snug. This is the kind of work that keeps a man steady. You don't have to go today, Iris says. The words land wrong. Too late. Too careful. Boone pauses anyway. Just long enough to prove he heard her. Your father made it clear, he says. I'm not part of what comes next. She steps closer. Footsteps soft on packed earth. Close enough now that silence hurts. He doesn't speak for me, Iris says. Boone finally looks at her. Really looks. The kind of look that has been waiting years. And yet, he says quietly, you're still marrying him. That is the truth she has been avoiding. It stands between them now, solid as the stall walls. I'm trying to keep the ranch, she says. Her voice tightens. This land, this place. Boone nods. I know. Knowing does not soften it. I thought leaving would make it easier, he admits. For you. Iris shakes her head. Once. Hard. You don't get to decide what's easier for me, she says. That costs him something. He straightens, shoulders squared. If I stay, Boone says, I stay knowing you chose someone else. She reaches out, stops short of touching him. Fabric hovers inches from his sleeve. If I ask you to stay, she says, will you? The question hangs. Breath held. Everything balanced on it. Boone's answer comes slow, honest, cruel in its restraint. Not unless you ask me to stay as more than help, he says. Iris closes her eyes. Just for a moment. The choice sharpens. She cannot say it. Not yet. Boone lifts the bedroll, slings it over his shoulder. That's your answer, he says gently. She watches him walk past. Bootsteps echo, each one a loss. The barn door opens. Light floods in. By nightfall, Boone will be gone, and Iris will still be standing, holding a future she never wanted to choose this way. Iris sits across the table as her father slides the contract toward her. The paper is thick, official, final. Lamplight glows against polished wood. The banker waits, hands folded. This secures the ranch, her father says. His voice carries no doubt. Iris does not touch the paper. Her fingers rest in her lap. Still, across the room, Boone's absence feels louder than any voice. The chair he used sits empty, dust already settling. I need time, Iris says. The banker smiles thinly. Time is what debt does not allow. Her father clears his throat. Iris. That single word carries weight. Duty, expectation. She signs. The pen scratches. Each stroke feels heavier than the last. When she stands, her knees tremble. The men keep talking. She does not hear them. Outside, the yard lies quiet. Wind lifts the hem of her skirt. Earth smells sharp after rain. She walks without thinking, past the corral, past the fence line. Boone's tracks still mark the dirt near the gate. Fresh, unmistakable. She follows him to the rise overlooking the lower pasture, the place where he once taught her to ride, where laughter used to come easily. I didn't choose him, she says aloud. The land does not answer. She crouches, touches the ground where his boot pressed deep. Her breath catches. 3 weeks pass. The banker visits twice. Iris learns her father is dying. She does not send word to Boone. She tells herself she doesn't know where he is. But when her father is buried on the hill behind the house, she stands at the grave and scans the horizon anyway. The road stays empty. Until it doesn't. Iris hears hoofbeats before she sees a rider. Her heart knows before her eyes do. She tells herself it's the banker, or the foreman from the neighboring ranch. Anyone but him. Then Boone rides through the gate as Iris lifts a bucket from the well. The rope slips. Water spills into dust. She freezes. The sound reaches her before she looks. Leather creaks. Hooves stop. Boone sits his horse like he never left. Dust coats his boots. His face looks thinner. I need work, he says. The words are plain, carefully chosen. Iris grips the bucket. Her knuckles pale. This is not the return she imagined. My father's gone, she says. The truth lands between them. Boone nods once. I heard. Silence follows. Heavy, unforgiving. The ranch looks worse than when he left. Fence posts lean. Grass grows thin. You shouldn't be here, Iris says. Her voice wavers despite her effort. And yet, Boone replies, you need help. She hates that he is right. Hates that he knows. I'm still marrying him, she says quickly, as if saying it first might soften the blow. Boone looks past her, toward the fields, toward work. I didn't come for that, he says. The truth unsettles her more than any plea. You left, she says, accusation sharp. I stayed until staying meant lying, Boone answers. Quiet, honest. She exhales. Slow. If you stay, Iris says, it's his foreman. Nothing more. Boone swings down. Boots hit earth. The sound settles something in her chest. That's all I ever was, he says. They stand too close. Breath nearly shared. Neither moves. She turns first. Hands in the bucket. Water the horses, she says. Boone takes it. Their fingers brush. A mistake neither claims. As he walks away, Iris feels the cost rising again. Love is returned wearing work clothes. And this time, leaving will hurt more. Iris watches Boone mend a fence as the wind lifts dust along the pasture. The wire pulls tight. His hands work steady. She pretends to check accounts. She watches anyway. Boone does not look toward the house. He does not try to be seen. That is new. By noon, the sun presses down. Sweat darkens his shirt. The ranch breathes around them. Wood, earth, heat. You miss a post. Iris calls. Boone pauses, steps back, nods. Good eye, he says. No warmth, no distance, just fact. They eat apart. Bread, cold meat. She sits on the porch. He stays in the shade of the barn. The space between them feels chosen and fragile. That afternoon, the banker arrives unannounced. A clean coat, clean boots. Miss Iris, he says, smiling wide. He does not look at Boone. Boone keeps hammering. Metal strikes metal. We were discussing the wedding date. Iris says. Her voice stays level. The banker nods. Spring will be good for business. Boone's hammer slows. Just a fraction. Later, when the man leaves, Iris finds Boone by the corral. He tightens a cinch. Too tight. You don't have to stay, she says. The words escape before she plans them. Boone stops. Doesn't turn. I know, he answers. She waits for more. There is none. What if it makes things harder? She asks. Boone finally faces her. His eyes are steady. Hard isn't new, he says. Lying is. Her chest tightens. She nods once. That night, Iris cannot sleep. Footsteps cross the yard outside her window. Boone checks the gates. Locks them. She understands then. He is not staying for hope. He is staying because leaving would cost him the truth. And that truth is already changing everything. Boone steps away from Iris when the barn door closes behind them. The sound echoes. Wood settles. They are alone. Too late to pretend otherwise. She sets down the ledger. Dust lifts from its spine. You didn't have to fix the south fence, Iris says. It wasn't urgent. Boone wipes his hands on his trousers. It was leaning. She studies him. The answer is true and incomplete. The banker returns tomorrow, she says. A test disguised as information. Boone nods. I'll be in the far pasture. You could be anywhere, she presses. He looks at her then. Not long. Not pleading. Do you want me gone? He asks. The question lands heavy. She opens her mouth. Closes it. Silence stretches. Breath held. Footsteps outside pass by. I didn't say that, Iris finally answers. Boone waits. She says nothing more. That is his answer. He turns back to the stall. Lifts a saddle. The leather creaks. You're marrying him, Boone says. Statement, not accusation. Yes. Another silence. Sharper this time. And if you weren't, he asks. Her heart stumbles. She grips the ledger too hard. That isn't an option, she says. Boone nods once. Acceptance without surrender. I know, he replies. The door opens. Cold air cuts between them. He pauses at the threshold. Does not look back. You taught me once that wanting doesn't make a thing right. Boone says. His voice stays steady. Iris's breath catches. And you taught me, she answers, that staying costs more than leaving. The door opens. Cold air cuts between them. He leaves without replying. That night, Iris stands at the window again. She waits for his footsteps. They do not come. For the first time since his return, Boone does not walk the gates. He lets the dark do its work. And Iris understands what that means. The choice has been offered and refused. Iris adjusts her gloves as the church bell rings once. The sound carries. Across fields. Across memory. The town gathers early. Boots scrape wood. Voices stay low. She stands near the door. Not inside. Not outside. Her father's place is empty. the space beside her colder than the morning air. The banker arrives, smiling. His hand finds her elbow. "You look well," he says. She nods. That is all she owes. Boone does not come. She knows before she looks. The absences wait. The ceremony moves quickly. Words spoken. Promises exchanged. Her voice does not shake. That surprises her. When it is done, people clap. Polite. Approved. Outside, horses wait. Dust stirs. She searches the edge of the crowd anyway. Habit, not hope. Boone stands by the fence. Far enough to be missed. Close enough to be seen. Their eyes meet once. No anger. No regret shown. Just acknowledgement. He tips his hat. Small. Final. Iris turns away first. The ride back to the ranch is quiet. The banker speaks of improvements. Of plans. She listens without answering. At the house, Boone's bedroll is gone. The hook by the door stands empty. She touches the wood where it hung, still warm from the sun. That night, Iris removes her gloves slowly, folds them, places them away. Marriage has taken place. The ranch remains. What she does not know yet is this. The cost she paid was not love. It was a chance to choose it. Boone walks the fence line at dawn, counting posts as the valley wakes. Mist lifts, grass bends. He moves without hurry. There's nowhere left to be. The ranch looks whole again. Straight rails, closed gates. His work is finished. He stops at the far corner, where the land drops away, the place he always avoided. From here, he can see the house. Small, quiet. Iris stands on the porch, wrapped in a shawl, watching the morning, not him. She does not know he is leaving today. He did not say goodbye. Goodbyes ask for permission. This one does not. Boone unties his horse. The leather sounds familiar, comforting. He checks the cinch twice. Habit, control. Behind him, footsteps crunch. He does not turn. "You fix the east fence," Iris says. "Yes." "And the water pump?" "Done." Silence settles. They are close enough now to hear each other breathe. "You won't stay," she says. Not a question. "No." She nods once. Acceptance, not agreement. "I did what I could," Boone says. His voice remains steady. "So did I," Iris answers. That is the truest thing between them. He mounts. The horse shifts. Iris steps back. As Boone rides away, he does not look back. Looking back would unmake him. Iris watches until dust swallows the road. Then she turns toward the house she chose. Love did not save them. It did not ruin them either. It simply arrived too early and asked too much. And that is sometimes all the truth a place will allow. If you love stories like this, you're welcome here. Subscribe if you want more Western romances. And if this story stayed with you, tell me in the comments. I'll see it. I'm your narrator, Sam. Until the next road.